This video will explain how to solve the following problem. A fire is sighted due west of lookout A. The bearing of the fire from lookout B, which is 50 miles due south of A, is north 30 degrees west. The question is, how far is the fire from lookout A, and how far is the fire from lookout B? So one of the things that I want to make sure we do is to reread the question, and this time one sentence at a time. So it says a fire is sighted due west of lookout A. So I got to figure out from point A, where is the fire? Well, remember that we know that north and south look this way, and west and east are in this manner. So if something is west, then it means over here should be our fire. What we don't know is the distance between F and A, and that's okay. The next thing they tell us is that the bearing of the fire from lookout B. So I gotta go find lookout B. They tell me lookout B is 50 miles due south of A. So I go to A and go south from A until I get to B. And that is 50 miles. So now we know where station A is located, where station B is located, and where the fire is located. The other thing that they tell me is that the bearing from the fire to lookout B is north 30 degrees west. So from B, I got to remember that north is up here, and I'm going to go 30 degrees in the west direction. So this is 30 degrees in the west direction. So remember, west is over here, and that's the reason why we find this to be 30 degrees inside angle. So now if I just look at it as a right triangle, now why is it a right triangle? Right here at point A, remember this is going west, and then the other side is going south, and that makes up a 90-degree angle. So my right triangle looks like this, where this is angle A, angle B is over here, and it is 30 degrees, and then angle F is one we don't know. But if you know two angles, you know three angles of a triangle. But let's go ahead and pretend we don't know, and I have my 30 degrees here for angle B. We also know that this side is 50, and I'm just going to leave my units off just so that I have more room. But we can see that from here, if I lay down my triangle such that I have B here, 50 until I get to A has my right angle, and then B has my 30 degrees. So we could use SOHCAHTOA, or our right triangle trig, knowing about sine being y over r, cosine being x over r, and tangent being y over x. Either one will work. So from here, we need to use either sine, cosine, or tangent of 30 degrees that will use this number as well as anything else that we have. So just for the matter of being simple, let's say that I make this guy B. So, and I'm going to make this side over here A. So what's going to happen is we need to use either sine, cosine, or tangent of B, angle B, that involves the 50 and either little a or little b. So remember, we want to pick something that has the 50, so something that has like our x value. So this will be our cosine or our tangent. So pick one. I'm going to use my tangent. So my tangent of B is going to be the opposite, or this y value, little b, over the adjacent, which is 50, or our x value. From here, to solve for little b, I would multiply both sides by 50, and I find that little b is equal to 50 tangent of angle B, which is 30 degrees. But we know tangent of 30 degrees. That's one of those that we had to memorize. So tangent of 30 degrees is the square root of 3 over 3. So now we need to multiply 50 times the square root of 3 over 3. And when you have fractions involved, then you want to make sure I have fractions on the other number as well. And when I do that, I multiply and I get 50 square root of 3 over 3. That does not simplify. The only way we could do that is if the 50 and the 3 can simplify, and it cannot. So what we have found is this distance right here, that this is 50 square root of 3 over 3. So one of my sentences would be that the fire is 50 square root of 3 over 3 miles from station A. Now let's go find the other one. Well, the other one, notice, is going to be this number over here, our little a. So now we need to use something that has either sine, cosine, or tangent of angle B that involves my 50 and involves my a. So remember, this is my x value, this is my r value, so that's going to be cosine. So we're going to use the fact that cosine of 30 degrees is equal to 50 over little a. So now we're solving for a. What we can do is do cross products, and we can find that a cosine of 30 degrees is equal to 50, which means that little a is equal to 50 over cosine of 30 degrees. So, but we know what cosine of 30 degrees is. Cosine of 30 degrees is the square root of 3 over 2. So now we have 50 divided by the square root of 3 over 2. So remember, we can write that as 50 divided by the square root of 3 times 2. Remember, when you're dividing fractions, you can say 50 divided by square root of 3 over 2, and then multiply by the reciprocal, which will give me 50 times 2 over the square root of 3, which is what I have right here. So that will give me 100 over square root of 3. When we rationalize the denominator by multiplying by square root of 3 over square root of 3, I get 100 square root of 3 over 3. And again, nothing can simplify between the 100 and 3, so we find that the fire is 100 square root of 3 over 3 miles from station B. And that concludes this video.